Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of the Big Donch Show. Today, we're going to be recapping NFL Week 2. What a weird Week 2, especially Monday Night Football, the Steelers versus Browns game. Just weird. But we're going to get into it. Still exciting, but like I said, weird. Just a reminder to like the Big Donch Show on Spotify. Subscribe to my YouTube, Big Donch. Follow me on Instagram, Big Donch. Follow me on TikTok, Big Donch. Let's get right into it. So, Thursday Night Football, we saw the Eagles defeat the Vikings 34-28. Now, Vikings are off to a tough start, right? They have a solid team. Kirk Cousins is playing very good, but the team around him's not. He threw for 364 yards, 4 touchdowns. Okay, Justin Jefferson obviously doing what he does best, 11 receptions, 159 yards. The defense is not the best. It's a tough start. Okay, they play the Chargers next week, who are also 0-2, a team that was supposed to be a lot better than that. So someone has to win, right? Someone's going to start off 0-3 next week. Bad. Eagles, not as good as they were last year, but the big concern going to this game was, can Kirk Cousins for the Vikings play prime time? And he played good. He played what he had to do, 31-44 also. But like I said, 364 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did what he had to do. Vikings let him down. That's that. Could they turn around? Absolutely. Only 2 weeks in. But Eagles, though, I don't think they're as good as they were as last year, right? Jalen Hurts had 193 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. DeAndre Swift had himself a day, but that goes, talking about Vikings defense. He had 175 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown. Devontae Smith, 131 yards receiving and a touchdown. Vikings running back game, not good. Cutting Dalvin Cook wasn't the best idea, right? Alexander Madison, 28 yards. I mean, putting him at running back 1 this year, I don't know how anybody could think that was legit, right? I'm sure he's a good guy. I mean, he's a solid backup, but RB1? I don't know. I think they should have just kept Cook, right? There was no reason to do that. I guess money. Either way, there's no reason to do that. Either way, though, Eagles 2-0, Vikings 0-2. A lot of Falcons defeating Green Bay Packers 25-24. Young teams, right? We can't really tell if they're good or bad yet. Falcons, though, they're solid. They're solid this year, right? They won off a field goal, late game field goal. Let's take a look at their record. Now, I'm pretty sure they're 2-0. Yeah, they're 2-0. Packers are 1-1. Jordan Love playing some pretty solid ball. 151 yards passing, not a lot, but he did have 3 touchdowns. Desmond Ridder had 237 yards, touchdown, and interception. Okay, for the running game for the Falcons. Bijan Robinson's playing very solid football as a rookie. He has a chance to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. 124 yards rushing. Drake London had 67 yards receiving and a touchdown. On the offensive side for the Packers, they were out DJ. I'm sorry, not DJ. I was thinking AJ. My gosh. Aaron Jones. There we go. Aaron Jones. They were out him. They were without Christian Watson. But A.J. Dillon had 55 yards rushing, and then Dontavian Wicks had 40 yards and a touchdown. So 2 teams that we can't really tell if they're good or bad yet, but they're young. They definitely have a good future. Falcons are playing some solid football. Buffalo Bills defeating the Las Vegas Raiders 38-10. Josh Allen showing you who he is, right? Had a pretty bad game against the Jets last week. He threw for 274 yards, 3 touchdowns. James Cook had 123 yards rushing. Gabe Davis had 6 receptions, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Over to the Raiders, only scoring 10 points. I mean, quarterback downgrade, not by much, but Jimmy G's a winner. Couldn't get it done. 185 yards, touchdown, 2 interceptions. Trey Tucker had 1 carry for 34 yards. Devontae Adams had 6 receptions, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Raiders got to be better. 38-10, that's embarrassing. It was 7-7 in the first quarter. Raiders scored 3 in the second quarter, but the Bills scored 14, and they scored 7 in the third and 10 in the fourth. So the Raiders went scoreless in the second half. That's embarrassing. McDaniels, they got to make a decision on it because the Raiders do have talent, both offensively and defensively, to be that bad. Let's take a look at the next game. Baltimore Ravens, 27-24. Bengals, another team. They have a lot of talent, but Burrow's not playing good. They're off to a tough start. Bengals are 0-2 now, and I'm pretty sure he re-aggravated his calf. So it's not good. He had 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Joe Mixon had 59 yards rushing. T. Higgins with a day, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Jamar Chase, their wide receiver 1, not getting a lot of action. Lamar Jackson had 237 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gus Edwards had 62 yards and a touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, okay. Yeah, he's starting to get good. 63 yards and a touchdown. Ravens move on to 2-0. Bengals, like I said, 0-2. I wouldn't be worried, though, if you're a Bengals fan. They'll turn around. Joe Burrow just got to get healthy and get in his groove. He's a top 5 quarterback when he's in his groove and he's playing good. Seahawks defeated the Detroit Lions in overtime, 37-31. Lions defense sucks. It sucks. Aiden Hutchinson solid, but I'm pretty sure Gardner Johnson's out for the season now. That's tough. And I mean, the Lions defense is one of the worst in the league going into the season. They lose Gardner Johnson like that. Does not make it better. I mean, offensive wise, though, they're not too bad, right? Jared Goff had 323 yards, 3 touchdowns, only an interception. David Montgomery had 67 yards and a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 102 yards receiving. Seahawks, Geno Smith, 328 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's showing that he wasn't just a one-year wonder. Kenneth Walker, same thing. Wasn't showing that he's not a one-year wonder with 43 yards, 2 touchdowns. DK Metcalf, 75 yards. But I'm pretty sure Tyler Lockett had 2 touchdowns. Yeah, 59 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a pretty clutch touchdown at the end of the game. Colts defeated the Houston Texans. Rookie QB showdown. Let's take a look at the stats for that game. Colts won 31-20. Okay, so Gardner Minshew actually played a good bit. I guess Anthony Richardson went down, but 171 yards and a touchdown. I did not really catch that game, so I'll have to look into that. Let's look at news. Not much we're seeing on news. Oh, a concussion. That's what he's dealing with. Anthony Richardson's dealing with a concussion, but Gardner Minshew, though, he's still solid. I wish he had a better chance. He just shot out a solid game, 384 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zach Moss for the Colts, 88 yards and a touchdown. Michael Pittman, 56 yards. Back on the Texans, Dameon Pierce, 31 yards, and Nico Collins, 246 yards and a touchdown. Okay, Colts 1-1, Texans 0-2. Texans are going to be a bad team again, regardless this year. Colts, though, they have a chance to, get around 7, 8 wins, maybe 9, depending on, quarterback play. Kansas City Chiefs, 17-9. Bad performance by both teams, right? The Jaguars are not 9 points. They're not that good at scoring. I mean, they're not that bad at scoring 9 points, right? Let's see if they even had a touchdown. But it's probably all field goals. Yeah, it didn't look like. Yeah, that's bad. It didn't look like any touchdowns were scored for the Jaguars. But either way, Chiefs, though, only scoring 17 points. Patrick Mahomes, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception. He had a big contract the other day, like over $200 million guaranteed over a couple of years. Isaiah Pacheco, 70 yards. Receiving, Sky Moore had a touchdown. Travis Kelce came back. He had a touchdown. Looking over the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, 216, no touchdowns, but no turnovers, or no interceptions at least. Travis Etienne, 40 yards rushing. Christian Kirk with 11 receptions, 110 yards. Jaguars are better than that. Definitely better than that. So are the Chiefs. You should expect this game. They're both 1-1. You should expect this game to be, over 40 points, right? Over 40 points. And it wasn't, it'd just be a shootout. Wasn't. So I'm sure a lot of people took the over, got disappointed seeing the under. So that's no good. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers, very surprising. Baker Mayfield is playing fun. I'm not playing fun. I had that. He's playing good, but he's having fun. It's fun to watch, I should say. They're 2-0. I mean, they defeated the Bears, but they had a big game, big win last week on the road against the Vikings. 2-0, defeated the Bears, 27-17. Bears, they're bad. Justin Fields, not a good quarterback. Ohio State just can't get those good quarterbacks. He had 211 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Khalil Herbert had 35 yards rushing. DJ Moore had under 4 yards rushing. But Chase Claypool, though, had a touchdown. Glad to see him get involved again. I mean, he had shown 0 effort, but as a Notre Dame fan and a Steeler fan, I wanted to root for Claypool, had a lot of potential. I don't know if there's any hope. Baker Mayfield, 317 yards and a touchdown. Shad White, 73 yards and a touchdown. Mike Evans, what a day. 6 receptions, 171 yards and a touchdown. Great day by the Buccaneers, but I don't think it'll last. I'm just going to keep it honest with you. I think they'll miss playoffs. I think they'll probably get, 8 wins, 9 wins, and just, barely miss, right? I think they'll have a solid season, better than what a lot of people expect it, but I don't think it's going to last. Definitely a good win beating the Vikings last week. Bears, though, at home like that, that's expected. I don't think it'll last. They're riding it. Baker Mayfield shows that he can't be consistent. I hope I'm proven wrong. I just don't think it'll last. Here's a disappointing one. I mentioned this earlier. In the first matchup, the Chargers. They lost to the Titans 27-24 in overtime. They got to get rid of Staley. The Chargers have too much talent offensively and defensive-wise to lose like that. They're 0-2. Embarrassing. They can't lose like that. They cannot lose like that, right? Titans are not a good team. Okay, losing to the Titans is not good. Justin Herbert had 305 yards, 2 touchdowns. They didn't have Eckler. Okay, Joshua Kelly had 39 yards rushing. Keenan Allen, though, had a great day, 8 receptions, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill, I had mixed feelings about him. I can't tell if he's good or bad. He's so inconsistent. 246 yards and a touchdown. Derrick Henry had 80 yards and a touchdown. Treylon Burks, 76 yards. I don't know. Titans are not a good team, right? And I think Ryan Tannehill, he's on the hot seat. He can be replaced any day now. But Chargers, to be that bad, especially last year, underperforming constantly, Staley got to go. He's holding that team back. They got to make changes. Too much talent on that team to perform like that. They should be 2-0, but they're not. They should have won that game, and they didn't. New York Giants coming back 21-7 to defeat the Arizona Cardinals 31-28. Cardinals moment, let me just say. I mean, that's embarrassing, but it was also embarrassing that, the score was like that. The score was like that to begin with. Or I don't even know if it was 21-17. I forget the exact thing. I mean, I'll let you say this. It was 20-0 at halftime. Okay. 20-0 at halftime, but the Giants score 14 in the third quarter. Yeah, and then 17 in the fourth quarter. So they ended up coming back 31-28. Daniel Jones had 321 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Saquon Barkley, 63 yards, 1 touchdown. Jalen Hyatt, 89 yards. Joshua Dobbs, former Steeler, I'm going to root for him. 228 yards, 1 touchdown. James Carter, 106 yards, 1 touchdown, former Steeler. Michael Wilson, 56 yards. Cardinals, I mean, they're tanking, right? But they're 0-2. Pretty good fight, but Cardinals moment. They probably realize, all right, we're up big. We're up 20-0 going into halftime. Let's slow it down. They slow it down a bit too much. Listen, if I'm a Giants fan, I'm still not satisfied with that. Yeah, good comeback, but it's against the Cardinals, right? And you were down by a lot. You came back, yeah. Saquon Barkley's hurt now, ankle injury. I mean, be nervous, Giants fans. Be nervous, all righty? Because that was sloppy. That was definitely sloppy, regardless of the comeback or not. San Francisco 49ers, probably the best football team in the league. They defeated the Rams 30-23. CMC, the best running back in the league. I mean, he can do it all. Rams are talented, but they need more. Matt Stafford, he's a little inconsistent. I mean, he's getting up there in age, but the 49ers, their defense is amazing. Their offense is amazing. They have all the pieces. Brock Purdy's playing great football. All right, you can't deny that. At all. Brock Purdy had 206 yards with a rushing touchdown. Okay. Christian McCaffrey had a touchdown. Deebo Samuel had a rushing touchdown. Deebo Samuel is the leading receiver, also with 63 yards. Lenore had an interception, and Isaiah Oliver had an interception. So not Patrick Mahomes. Matt Stafford had 2 interceptions, but he had 307 yards passing and 1 touchdown. Kyron Williams, former Notre Dame, Irish, 52 yards rushing and a touchdown, but he also had the only receiving touchdown for the Rams as well. Puka Nacua, let me just say, 15 receptions, 147 yards, filling in that spot for Cooper Kupp. Once he comes back, though, he better come back quick, Cooper Kupp, because the Rams need him. And time's running out. Not time's running out, but still, it's a bad start for the Rams. They need Cooper Kupp back ASAP. Dallas Cowboys, 30. New York Jets, 10. The Jets just have bad luck, right? Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be that guy to make them a powerhouse. They lose 30-10 like that. That's tough. I mean, they had it all. They had what they needed, and it just falls through like that. Dak Prescott, 255 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zach Wilson, 170 yards, touchdown, 3 interceptions. Trying to root for Zach Wilson, but I can't. He was also their leading rusher with 36 yards. Garrett Wilson, 83 yards and a touchdown. Tony Pollard, 72 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 11 receptions, 143 yards. I don't know, man. I'm trying to root for Zach Wilson, but I can't. You think, mentored by Aaron Rodgers, he changed it around, all these chances. You just can't get it done. Jets move on to 1-1. Cowboys 2-0. They're looking solid, but, they're a good regular season team. We all know that. Playoffs come around. Minute flops. Washington Commanders defeating the Denver Broncos 35-33. Good Hail Mary. Crazy Hail Mary. But failed the conversion. A lot of people saying, pass interference. You could argue that. But either way, you got to beat the Commanders at home. Commanders playing good. Sam Howell's playing pretty good. Broncos fall to 0-2, though. And Russ and the team needs to do better. They need to do better. Sean Payton, too. They got to turn it around. The Broncos were so disappointing last year. They get rid of Hackett. They show promising, play at the end of the year. You think, Sean Payton now a better coach than any of the options? Comes in, basically same team as last year. Javonte Williams comes back. They're 0-2. Bad. It's bad. They got to turn it around. Dolphins 24, Patriots 17. Sunday Night Football. Patriots fall to 0-2. They're a good team. Dolphins are just better, though. Same thing with Eagles last year. They're playing good football. They're just playing teams that are just simply better than them. Cole Strange, we saw, though, offensive lineman with that lateral off Gesicki. That was pretty cool. I don't know, though. If it was, I would have went with a first down with that. I would have went with a first down like that because he had the ball over, I think. I think so. I think I would have given him a first down. Either way, though, Patriots probably were going to win that, but you never know. You never know. Dolphins were just a better team. They're playing good football. Tua's playing good. Tyreek's playing good. Jalen Waddle's though dealing with an injury, which sucks. But Dolphins are a good team. They have a chance to be one of the better teams, probably the best team in the AFC. You never know, especially with the Bengals playing pretty bad football. Chiefs not playing that good. Dolphins could make the case, okay, for the best team in the AFC. It's Monday Night Football now. Saints defeating the Panthers 20-17. Boring game. I don't like these two games on Monday Night Football, right? Derek Carr, 228 yards and an interception. Bryce Young, 153 yards and a touchdown. Taysom Hill was their leading rusher. What can't he do? 75 yards rushing. Chris Olave, 86 yards. Miles Sanders, 43 yards. Adam Thielen, 7 receptions, 54 yards, 1 touchdown. Saints move on to 2-0. Derek Carr needs to play better, though. That was too close of a game. They got to destroy the Panthers. They're way better than the Panthers. Panthers fall to 0-2. Bryce Young's not playing bad. He's probably playing the best out of the rookie quarterbacks. Last week, it was Anthony Richardson. I mean, no, I'm not even going to lie because CJ Stroud played pretty good. So it's a toss-up. They're all playing good. Bryce Young's playing good, I should say. He's playing good enough. But Panthers, we're not expecting much out of them. Saints, though, we're expecting them to win the NFC South. I'm expecting them at least. They got to play better than that. They have a lot of talent. Alvin Kamara comes back. They'll be even better. But Derek Carr needs to play better. He threw triple cover last night. Interception. Not good. All righty. Let me take a break. Let me get ready for this now. Steelers versus Browns. Monday Night Football. Steelers win 26-22 in Pittsburgh. Let me just say, though, sloppiest win I've seen in a while by the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's embarrassing. Our offense sucks. Kenny Pickett and Matt Canada, probably one of the worst quarterback and offensive coordinator duos in the league. Now, I put the blame more on Matt Canada. Last week, I really didn't. I had the blame more on the offensive line and Kenny Pickett. This week, I still have the blame on Kenny Pickett and the offensive line. But the play calling, though, is even worse. All right? As offensive coordinator, you got to look at your weak spots. We have a bad offensive line. We have a pretty mobile quarterback in Kenny Pickett. Use it. We're doing some stupid stuff. Najee Harris, too. I can't keep defending him. He had a slow start last year to the season. Ended up having a very, very good second half of the season. We can't keep having that, though. We can't just have him be quiet in the first 7 or 8 games, hit a bye, and then come back and be good. We can't have that. We need Najee Harris to be good consistently. And maybe it's the offensive line fault, but I don't know because Jalen Warren's making a lot of big plays. Jalen Warren's really playing good at the running back position. Najee Harris has got to do better. We need a run game. Every team needs a run game. Yeah, passing's fun, right? But we need a run game. Our defense carried us last night. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, both had a touchdown. Okay, 2 of our better defensive players. TJ Watt, I'm afraid. I really am afraid that he's going to request a trade soon. I mean, not soon, like meaning this year. I mean, like in the future, right? Or we're playing terrible football. It's embarrassing. The offense needs to get going. Kenny Pickett had 222 yards, a touchdown, and interception. Najee Harris, 10 carries for 43 yards. George Pickens, though, obviously we know. I've been preaching that he's our wide receiver 1 for a while now. 4 receptions, 127 yards, and a touchdown. Looking over at the Browns now, Deshaun Watson, 235 yards, a touchdown, and interception. Jerome Ford filling in for Nick Chubb, 106 yards. Let me tell you, Nick Chubb, that's devastating. That's devastating. I really like Nick Chubb. I've been following him since Georgia. Had that devastating injury in Georgia. Re-injured that same knee, I'm pretty sure. And if not, either way, it's still a freak accident. And it's a shame. A lot of people are now calling for Minka Fitzpatrick to get suspended. It's a tough call, right? I mean, you got to play football to understand. I'm not trying to back tough. You got to understand it, though. Like DBs, when you're trying to take down a strong ball carrier like that, you have to go to the legs. Now, maybe shouldn't have flew in like that, but going for the legs is not an illegal hit and it should not subject to fine. Me personally, it's a toss-up. I mean, Minka didn't really need to do that, but it wasn't illegal to get fined and suspended. But I don't know. I hope Nick Chubb, he's out for the season, obviously, but I hope he did this on a career ender. I hope we get to see Nick Chubb back. And I'm saying this as a Steelers fan, right? A Browns rival. You don't want to see that happen, right? I like Nick Chubb. He's a good guy. Amari Cooper, 7 receptions for 90 yards. But let's take a look at the defensive side. Okay, we had 2 touchdowns yesterday on the defense. If our defense wasn't there, if we had a bad defense, we would have lost, obviously. But still, all right, our leading scorer can't be the defense. That's embarrassing. Embarrassing. TJ Watt hit a sack. The best defensive player in the league. Stop trying to argue with me like that. Meek is good. Parsons is good. But TJ Watt does way more. That's just my opinion. Steelers move on to 1-1. We play the Raiders next week. Raiders are struggling. We better beat the Raiders. I'm pretty sure it's road. Yeah, it's on the road. Doesn't matter. We should beat them. Cleveland Browns, they destroyed the Bengals last week. They're not a bad team. Nick Chubb, though, does hurt. But Jerome Ford, though, did play pretty solid. He did play pretty solid. We're without Deontay Johnson. Gunnar Olszewski, is he bad? Cam Hayward's done for a little while. We're dealing with a lot of injuries. We're struggling. Matt Canada, come on. Fire him. We got to do something. But that's all I have to say. It's embarrassing what happened last night. Even though we won, it was sloppy. It was terrible. On to the next one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the NFL week 2 recap. Going by quick already. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment. I'm out, guys. Peace.